Hey guys. This was nice.
Yeah. Good. Good enough, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Great. John, who do you have with you here?
Well, do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Karen, and I'm the head of delegation to Sweden. We're very proud to be representing John.
Very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
How's everything?
Everything is so great, and everybody is so happy, and it's been so happiness to be here. You know, we came in with the airplane, and everybody was smiling, and we got something to drink, and cakes, and everybody's so happy. I love being here. So thank you.
That's not a high standard, cakes and drinks to keep you happy. That's good. That's
but after
amazing.
a long flight,
Yeah.
it's the best thing in the world with just a smile and having a coffee.
Amazing, great, good news. That's good news. How was the rehearsal? Was it everything you expected? Do you find it like you know what you want to work on for the next rehearsal? What was challenging maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm such a happy guy, so for me it was challenging just to hold back. I want to be smiling because I love it so much, and the stage is so amazing. And when we went up to the viewing room, wow, it's gonna be so good. I have the best team, so I'm happy.
Good, very good. So, Too Late for Love. Can I offer us a small Hebrew lesson for you?
Wow. Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, this is actually a little harder than the rest of the competition because it's a little longer.
Bear with me, guys. Be kind, okay?
Too Late for Love in Hebrew is Me'uchar midai le'ahava. Let's do it. Let's break it down.
Okay, let's start with the first.
Me'uchar midai.
Me'uchar midai.
Me'uchar midai
Me'uchar midai.
le'ahava.
Le'ahava.
Me'uchar midai le'ahava.
We will practice.
Yeah, we're very proud.
practice.
But it's so beautiful. One more time. Say it again.
Me'uchar midai
Me'uchar midai.
le'ahava.
Le'ahava. Oh,
Perfect. Perfect. Right.
thank you for it.
So let me address a question on that matter. You had a very long career in writing lyrics. Was there any time or point you thought it was too late for the love of the stage for you, or did you really see yourself getting to be the performing artist from the get-go?
You know, that is such a great question, because yeah, it's been ups and downs. I'm not a baby anymore. I'm 36. So, but for me, it started with Melody Festival 1 year ago. I was doing a song called My Turn, and it's basically about my career, you know. And that has given me such a drive and such happiness through the year. So, yes, it's great to be here with Too Late for Love.
I'm happy. And for us, it's just on time to be here with your song here in Tel Aviv. We're very, very happy for the Swedish delegation this year. If you wanted to have some questions from the crowd, then we can continue this.
My name is Sharon from France.
Hi.
Congratulations for your headshots. It was amazing.
Thank you so
For
much.
me, you are a potential winner.
Wow.
Please, I have the chorus of the song in my head. And please, could you do it for us a cappella?
Sorry?
Could you sing the chorus
Yeah.
of the song a cappella?
I could be the sun that lights your dark. Maybe I will lit your world with just one spark. I could make it burn for you and me. If I could be there, I will be there. And you say, hear me. One more time. I will be there. Hear me. Wow, I'm gonna bring you on stage. Thank you.
It's Jamie from Wake International.
I know.
Thank you very much for the nice interview you've given us in Sweden. We're missing the mamas. Where are they today? I'm going to bring them on the second press conference. And where did you find them?
Wow, that's also a good question. Well, we had to do a few minor adjustments with the clothes, and it has to be done right now. So I promise they will be with me all the time. But now I'm here with Karen. Yeah, of course. How I found them, you know what? I called Paris. She's one of the girls in the group, and I called her and said, you know what? I need the mamas, like really happy, great singers. And he said, John, give me a few days. And she actually arranged it. So she called Ashley, she's from DC, Washington DC, and the other two girls, they're from Sweden. And they're such great combination because they sing so good, but on top of that, they're great personalities. So I'm so happy that I have them aboard, making me shine. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Hi, Alistair Birch from Eurovision, Australia. My question is about Swedish national treasure, Lundvik. Can you maybe explain who that is to people who don't know, your connection to her, how she's inspired you, and will we expect a wardrobe malfunction like at Eurovision 1985?
Well, to make a long story short, Lundvik is like a huge icon in Sweden when it comes to staging, talking, being human, and on top of that being a great artist, and with such a humor. And with that said, she did a little stunt. She went on stage and suddenly her dress falls off. But that was the whole plan, because the dress just fell down and it just continued. I will not do that kind of thing. I promise you. But yes.
So this question came up in a lot of press conferences because we have several other contenders who have crossed between fields. And I know that you were a track runner at one point. And I would like to ask you the same question that I asked. What would you say you could take from that field to the artistic field, or either writing lyrics or performing yourself?
You know, I think physics is one thing that is really important. Being on stage, I'm looking at myself over there, moving and being like having this pulse and singing at the same time. It's so good to have a good physique. And also, it's like we call it tävlingshjärna. That's a complicated word in Swedish. But what it basically means is like when you have to be good or when you're in stressful situations. As a runner, it's been so good to use that kind of mentality. Like, I have to be good right now. And if I don't do my homework, if I don't practice, I will never succeed. And so it's taught me a lot, being a runner.
So I remember from years that I was into running, and I remember a gym teacher telling us that when your first 5 steps should be very wide, and you need to narrow them down until you get to your full speed. What is the wide steps of the performance? What is the stability that you need to start with?
Well, first of all, I stand like this. I could be this side. So maybe it's the start of the chorus, but I think it's the ending, because I take a high note before the key change and the clap. You've all heard it, right?
Maybe we can hear it one more time.
No, but and that's one of those situations where I'm really like this in my heart, but I have to nail that note, and but I kind of fix it through hard work. I fix it.
So I have a lot of friends who help me prepare for a lot of these contests, and one thing that all of them told me about you is that you're a true artist, and you can sense it by how sensitive you are. Did you find it like to always be an edge to your advantage, your sensitivity?
No, I think people are so smart these days that if you're trying too hard, they will sense it. And so I basically just sing from the heart. It may sound like a cliche, but I really do. And I think that people kind of feel that sometimes when I sing. And so I will say it's to the plus side of my artist.
So, yes, another question.
You're prepared, aren't you?
You came all this way to work.
I love this.
What else? You wrote some music for the American TV series Empire. How did that come about? How is that different from writing for a TV show rather than writing to perform yourself?
That is also a great question. I've been a singer for many years, and I've been sending demo songs to guys in the US. Basically, me singing other people's songs before the artist sings them. And one of the guys is called Jim Beans, and he heard me sing. And he also knew that I was a songwriter. So they were 9 people on the team, and they needed 10. So I got an email saying, "Hi John, do you want to come aboard writing?" And I said, "Yes." And your second question, if it's different? Yes, because a song is often 3 minutes, but in a movie score and a scene, you have to catch a moment. For example, if Cookie walks in the door and she's really mad, you have to create that feeling that, boosts her badness. So it's definitely different. Thank you.
Hi, Michael from wiwibloggs.com. How does Too Late for Love differ from Bigger Than Us? What do you think of the difference between the two songs?
Well, Bigger Than Us, UK's great song. It's a ballad. It's almost like a gospel ballad compared to Too Late for Love. Too Late for Love is more like an up-tempo song. For me, it's a hybrid because it starts off like a ballad, then suddenly there's an up-tempo chorus, and the hook is gospel. So they're really different. Two great songs, I must say, but they're really different.
Very close. Okay, and John, can you tell us about the creation about Too Late for Love? How did the idea come up, inspiration? How long did it take to make that fantastic song?
I have the gift of being a father for 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl. And Anders Wrethov, one of the songwriters, we are 3 songwriters, and Andreas Stone. Anders and me, we met in Malmö. And we started talking about formula. The thing that you give your babies, how to mix it fast, and what kind of degrees it has to be in the microwave. And that was so beautiful because we didn't think about writing a song. And all of a sudden he says, "You know what, John, I think you should do Melody Festival one more time." And I was so nervous because I was in the 3rd place with my turn, and that is a great position. Doing it again is kind of huge risk. So I scratched my head and said, I don't know, but maybe if we could come up like a song that starts like a ballad, and then an up-tempo chorus, and then gospel, and then he looked at me and said, "Yeah, so let's write it." And that was a long process, First writing the verse, but yeah, it was a great process, but I think we did it, and I'm really, really happy about the song.
So as a songwriter yourself, when you hear the other songs in this 2019 competition, is it always being drawn to the lyrics for you when you hear a song, or is there a specific song that you appreciate?
For me, it's more about the feeling. If I feel something when it comes to music, I know it's right. And I think I have that from being a songwriter. Everything that makes me feel something is a good song. And now you made me nervous because there's so many great songs this year. But I hope for the best.
Well, just to mention, Canada representing, she was here. She said that she writes her songs starting with a melody, and then the lyrics come up. What is your process?
I think the process is every time so different. As a songwriter, sometimes I can get an email telling me what the record label wants to hear. For example, "Hi, we have a girl, she won Idol, for example, and she needs a ballad that's about her time in school. Then I need to sit down and create that song for that person. For me, I can sit in the car, like driving, then I get my cell phone and go, sometimes I start with just a line. For example, is it too late for love? And I write that down. So it's every time it's so different, and that's what I really love about songwriting, because it's never the same.
Well, and I think maybe if we could just ask you, if you'd be so kind,
Of course.
I would love to hear a song that you wrote and was never recorded.
Oh,
Just
I've
because
written so many bad songs.
Really?
Yeah.
That song would be amazing.
Yeah, but I don't know a song that.
Do you have
That was a really good question.
Do you write in Swedish?
Yeah, I do, but I feel more comfortable in writing in English because it's a language that has so many colors. You can say "I love you" in 10 ways in English. In Swedish, it's "Jag älskar dig." Full stop.
And that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But I'm sorry, I can't sing any songs that I can't remember.
Karen, can you tell us a little bit about handling the delegation? Is it your first time, or what is the difference getting ready to a competition that takes place fairly far from home?
Well, this is my second year as head of delegation in Sweden. I work with Melodifestivalen, so I did work with John last year completed. The preparations has been going just fine. I mean, it's always, it's not complicated, but taking something from Melodifestivalen and bringing it to a bigger stage, working with the different people and the production to just amp it up. That's the hard part. But we are a great team. Choreographer, lighting, camera. It's always challenging, but it's so exciting. And we had such a great rehearsal today. And last year, the first thing, Benjamin, he was on last year. He was a bit younger than John, and he was alone on stage. It was the staging was very, very different. Now with the mamas on stage, it's a whole different theme. It's a whole different thing to work with. But that's the fun part, and that's what makes also Eurovision such a beautiful place to be at, because there's so many different songs and tempos, and the diversity is just phenomenal.
Well, and I think that the mamas compliment you very, very much, and it's such a good decision because you're such a people person. Having you alone on stage would be just a miss, and your finale is so strong.
Thank you so much.
I wish you all the best in the competition, and I want